Downsizing for seniors and downsizing for anyone else who wants to get downsized, right?
You got it, girl.
We got some good stuff here today in the show talking
I know,
about
I was taking notes. I need to contact 2 of these organizations about getting them on my newsletter and or website to put the word out that they either need stuff, actually that they need stuff. Yeah. Both of them need stuff.
Well, but the idea is when you talk about downsizing, and Adam, you want to get them downsized so they get a nice new apartment. Is that it?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's one of the big hurdles for people moving out of a home.
It's just too much sometimes to go, I just can't do this. But you have solutions for getting, I don't want to say getting rid of, because I want to talk about redistribution of what you have.
Yes.
And clothing. Items, where do they go with them?
When you decide to get rid of stuff, you have 3 choices. You can either throw it out, sell it, or give it away. Those are your only choices. When you donate and help others, it helps you let go because it makes you feel good about it.
Yeah.
And you know that the things that maybe have been in your life for years are now going to go to help someone else. The difficulty is, for a lot of people, they don't know where to donate things.
And that's where you come in.
Right. I have my website has a list of nonprofits, 60 of them, 60, organizations and their wish lists. What are they looking for? This time of the year, I like organizations like Concern for the Hungry because I also talk about if you've got too much food when you downsize, you do not want to move food. Moving canned goods is such a waste of money.
Yeah.
Donate it to food pantries or these organizations that are collecting food for the needy. This time of year, there's quite a few of them in different counties in the Capital District area. So allowing people to know, say, hey, okay, I don't want this, it's still usable. I can donate it to this organization and they will be sure that people who can use these things will get them, is an enabler for people who are struggling to let go. And what a person doesn't want to do when they downsize is take to the Meadows too much stuff.
You only got so much room, right?
That's true. You do have, most people are moving from a larger house to a smaller apartment. The last thing you want to do is move into an apartment that feels cluttered with stuff that you don't use.
How do people do that? Do they kind of see the space and then does like Helen or you, or does someone talk to them and say, you can only, not you can only bring, you can't go that way, but you can say, we might want to consider what space you have here and what furniture you want to donate to, say, Habitat for Humanity or something. Or
certainly, and it varies depending on a given person's need. But we will shortly, towards the end of November, have a model apartment available that people can come see and get a good representation of what their apartment will look like. And also utilize the floor plans, which have dimensions showing the different sizes of the living areas, the kitchens, the offices, bedrooms, and whatnot. And then certainly our staff on site at the Meadows is more than able to and willing and happy and willing to help somebody figure out what they can bring depending on the size of the furniture that they have at home. And I think Helen does a lot of that as well.
And you're giving a workshop too.
Yes. The Meadows has arranged for a downsizing workshop to be given to people who are interested in possibly moving there. As Adam said, it's currently under construction. And on December 2 at the Lighthouse, we will be doing a seminar on downsizing as a way of introducing people to the Meadows and saying, look, here's some things you can do to get started, because downsizing is one of the most overwhelming pieces of a person deciding to give up a house or a large condominium and move to a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment.
They've been collecting it, Helen, for years.
30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90 years.
And
yes.
They've had kids, and they've got all the kids' memorabilia, and they've got this.
And some of them have moved into their parents' houses and never cleaned that stuff out.
Yeah.
So it's a daunting experience unless you get some help with how to proceed. Granted, some people know, or they have a lot of help. But a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And so that's where I come in and can help them get started and help them either throughout the process or advise them if they want to do the work themselves. But there is a process, because one of the, well, we call it...
You got a book.
I got a book.
Yeah, that really, not only that, it's a workbook.
It's a workbook. You literally work your way through the downsizing process, and you start with dealing with how you think, because if you think maybe you'll need something, maybe you'll use something, you're not going to let it go, and you have to start letting things go. So letting go is a physical, but a mental and emotional process.
Yeah.
And unless you clear out the emotional and emotional and mental clutter, you don't let that physical stuff go.
Yeah.
So I concentrate on that in the beginning of the book, because as you know, I've already downsized my own life.
A couple times.
Yeah. Thinking of doing it again. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Yes. He's going to be, Adam will be supplying me with some floor plans of some apartments at the Meadows.
Yeah, how cool. And what is
so
the
cool.
Meadows?
Well, we're a 55 and older, active, independent living community in Glenville, off of Dutch Meadows Lane. As Helen said, we are under construction now. We're slated for completion, and we'll begin to move our first residents in the spring of 2015. The contractor's making great progress. As I said, towards the end of November, we will have a model apartment available so that people can start to come in, space plan, and learn more about the activities and programs that we offer.
Do you rent or buy?
It's a rental community.
It's a rental community.
Yes,
okay.
with a whole host of things that are included. We encourage people to participate in the aqua aerobic classes that we have in the indoor swimming pool, to utilize our gym and fitness studio. We offer programs like Tai Chi, Pilates, yoga, all part of our Senior Engaged Life program that's really focused on keeping seniors active, socially engaged, and mentally active.
Yeah, and that's really important.
So
and
much
they
so.
get all their mental activity, I think, when they're downsizing. I'm not sure.
That's where they
but
start.
Helen also does organizing your office, and I'm sure that many nonprofits would be happy to get office supplies and things like staplers and things that you might have if you downsize your office, file cabinets. They're usually...
The need is endless.
Yeah.
The need is endless. What I encourage people to do when I do this program is choose, as I say, they choose again those things that are going to move with them into their next life. But more importantly, they get to help others by sharing their bounty. And yes, for some people, it is office supplies, and for some people, it's clothing. And for some people, it's a little bit of everything.
Everything, and knickknacks and stuff. Those are the worst.
Snow blowers,
Yeah.
lawnmowers, you name it. If you're giving up a house,
Yeah, you
you're
don't need
giving
all
up
those
the work.
things. Yeah, the weed whacker goes.
weed
You don't
whacker
need
goes.
that one. But if you want to learn a little bit more about the Meadows at Glenwyck, check out Adam DeSantis, and I'm sure they have a webpage. I know they have a webpage.
We do, meadows@glenwyck.com.
And if you want to learn more about downsizing, give Helen a call. She'll be glad to talk to you and get you started and work with you, or whatever it takes to get things moving, right? Because she's the master at this, believe me, and she'll tell you where to bring it. So that's really great.